So, for our weekly check-in, this last week in review, you're off to a great start with the entire program. Your tracking meals.
All right, guys, episode 3. Let's see how I did on week 1 and talk about the app. Cool. Yeah, let's get started.
Awesome. Welcome, guys, to episode 3?
3.
Yeah, episode 3. to kind of the collab between 346 Grit, myself, EJ, as the nutrition coach here at the gym, and Cam as the client, who's also one of our CrossFit coaches is here at the gym, but he's kind of doing his journey, and then we're kind of showing you guys all how it is firsthand going through that journey.
Yep.
And then what it's like being a client for our gym and kind of experience with our nutrition program. Today we're going to talk about, we're going to have our first week check-in.
Yep, see how that went, see how it went.
And then we'll get into the app and talk some more on that today. So it shouldn't be too long of an episode for people.
No, probably not, yeah. There's only so much you can do with an app.
Facts, absolutely.
Facts.
But there's a lot actually that goes into this app and the whole program, and I'm excited to talk about it. But first and foremost, it'll be week 1 check-in.
Yep.
So at the end of last week, I sent you a video, kind of checking in with Cam, giving some recaps on how he did logging his habits and what I saw, and then ask some questions on why this, why that, and if there's anything we can improve on going into week 2. So last week we noticed that Cam did a really good job tracking his nutrition.
Yeah, for the most part.
We have some notes on that.
Yep.
And then we did see some good results, down 0.5 pound, which is awesome. We can talk more about that. But actually, let's just get right into it.
Yeah, let's just get right into it.
So, Cam, talk to me about last week, how you feel everything went with it.
Yeah, so as you said, I'm getting back into, the app's changed since last I used it, so getting into the nutrition tracking, making things a little bit easier, inputting my favorites and things like that. So building the habit of tracking in itself, that was something that I was working on. I did okay. And then yeah, lost 0.5 pound from what I saw weighing in Monday to Monday. But I feel tighter. I feel like I am doing better in the gym. My weightlifting is staying, for the most part, the same. And yeah, I just feel overall all better. And how I described it is like, I don't know if like my fat decided to start like working or wake up a little bit and it got firmer or what. And we could talk a little bit more about the actual nerdy science about that you absolutely love talking about. But yeah, I just feel better. 0.5 pound isn't necessarily exactly what I wanted, because we want to go, we're looking for a pound or more. A pound or more per week. So there's that, but I definitely feel the bodily change of being firmer and a little bit smaller, particularly in my love handles.
Okay.
Yeah, I got too much love.
Yeah, it's just more of you for Sarah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just more of you.
Yeah, that's what we want to say.
That's awesome, man. So first and foremost, great job with hitting your habits. And you went through week 1 with the right mindset.
Yeah, and I guess that's something I didn't talk about, is the actual habits, because that's we're habit-based nutrition thing. Is I did get my shopping done, and I did hit at least a portion of my meal prep. It was hard making 16 meals for Sarah and I, but I made the 8 for lunch, our chicken pasta salad, and then yesterday I made our Korean beef. Ideally, I'd make all of that all at once.
Right.
But cooking for 3 hours is really difficult to do.
When you're like prepping that much food for you guys, yeah, that can get a little tedious and doing, especially, at least doing it all at once.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, same on that hand. Great job hitting some of your habits. Well, there's a main one we focus on was meal prepping, and you hit it. Again, we're always looking to be about 80% at least there, and you definitely were at that bare minute, at more than 80% of hitting that habit. Absolutely. We did talk a little bit before we recorded, but you're down 0.5 pound. That's awesome. It's headed in the right direction. Progress is progress. You talk about how you're feeling fuller in your muscles and you're feeling firmer. And then, but also you mentioned that you didn't necessarily hit your nutritional goals, that you fell short in some of your calories. So a little bit on the nerdy science part of that, the reason you're probably feeling fuller in your muscles and firmer is because more than likely you probably dropped more than half a pound of body fat this last week, especially being under calories most days. I'm pretty sure that you were. So what we're probably seeing is that you probably dropped a pound or maybe a little bit more of body fat, but your muscles being an active tissue, that active tissue meaning that at rest your muscles burn calories where your body fat doesn't. And so you're more actually reinvigorating those muscle fibers and, in a sense, waking them up, but you're shuttling blood through them more often. And then as you're feeling better with the workout, you want to push harder. So they're being worked. And so you're fueling your body with purpose and with balance. So your muscles are getting the nutrition, they're getting the recovery, and so they want to activate. So when they want to activate, it means that, again, more blood's going into them, and now they're probably holding along a little bit more water to recover and feeling fuller. So that's probably where we're at. You probably dropped a little bit more than a pound of body fat, but your muscles maybe holding back a little bit of water.
That muscle mass is getting.
Yep, that's why you're feeling that fuller and firmer effect.
Which I do want to touch on that a little bit, because there is that huge myth that we completely busted last year in 2022, that you cannot lose fat and gain muscle at the same time.
Absolutely.
I think that is such bullshit, and it really all just depends on the macros. If you, because a lot of people, they think cutting calories across the board, that's how you lose fat, and then they lose the fat, but they also lose the muscle because they are cutting out their protein. But if you keep that protein even keel throughout everything, guess what? Your muscle's going to build. Go figure.
Yeah, I mean, protein being that the primary source of your muscles and what they want, the amino acids that are all in protein sources, it's the building blocks of your muscles.
Literally.
But at the same hand, more often than not, people cut calories too much. When we, like last time we saw with you, and I'm hoping we have a similar result, is that you dropped weight at a steady rate, but the rate of body fat loss to muscle gain,
massive.
It was great, and your lifts were better, your performance was better, and that comes all about, like you said, macronutrients, but also dropping, being in a deficit just enough to where we're able to recover the muscle fibers that have been worked, but we're utilizing body fat as our energy source.
And I think the most surprising thing about that whole thing, at least as far as last year goes, that we're hoping to replicate, is my deficit. I think what got me up to like 31, almost 3,200 calories.
You're eating a lot.
So, I mean, that is a lot of food, and I was losing fat.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So yeah, hopefully we get to hit the same thing. But I want to drive that point home, because I know so many people in my life. Some of my family is like, they're eating less than 1,000 calories a day, and they're trying to lose weight. It's unhealthy.
I would never give someone my own opinion. I would never give anyone less than 1,400 calories.
I would never give someone my own opinion.
I mean, it'll differ from coach to coach. And even then, if we're getting down to that low calories, I want you to talk to your doctor. And maybe even see a dietitian and see what they say. Because then you're getting a dangerous field.
That's malnourishment.
Yeah.
You're not getting in anything. Yeah, absolutely, you have.
So, but overall,
I was going to say, back to the main point.
Overall, to say, last week was definitely a success. You're off to a great stride. As I said in my video I sent you, I think you're off to a phenomenal start. Let's just keep the energy and keep the momentum. And I can't wait to see what week 2 brings in store and the following weeks. So that's about a recap.
Cool. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Great work.
Short, simple.
Yep.
Love it. To the point.
getting into that, I think I already mentioned it, that the videos that I sent Cam, or the sent, and all of them will be through the app.
Yep.
And it's a way that we can kind of communicate with you, give you an easy recap of your week-to-week progress. And I like to keep everything as much as possible within the app because obviously he has my phone number, he has my email, and we can communicate that way, but I like everything in one place.
Yeah, you get to see it, and honestly, with the app, with the tracking, if you have an Apple Watch or Fitbit, I think Garmin also,
Yeah.
all those things will connect to it. It'll show your calorie burning and everything like that, which is a nice metric to track. If you wear it for sleep, it also tracks with that.
Yep.
Good connectivity, but also that's where your macros, your nutrition is tracked, all your food logs, which I think the days that I didn't hit for my nutrition, it's because I wasn't continually tracking it with the app. I just it was kind of out of mind. It wasn't a priority for me at the time, but that's something I'm working on this week.
Right.
Is the actual tracking in the app, and it's gotten a lot better than in the past. So it's nice and easy. Literally everything is through the app.
I definitely want us to have a good foundation of tracking. But I always want people to eventually get away a little bit from tracking. Unless it's something you really, really enjoy, it can have the possibility of creating bad habits.
Sure.
Or it becomes a crutch for people.
It really depends on who you are. So like for me, once I build the habits of these are, because I mean I'm a creature of habit. I will make. I mean you saw my food post, my breakfast. I had the same breakfast 3 days in a row. Like I have my English breakfast, my beans and soft boiled eggs and bread and everything like that. I do the same thing every morning. I have like the main 2 or 3 staples of breakfasts. I have my main one lunch that I really like to do, my chicken pasta, and eventually it's just going to get boring to watch me through the app. It's just, oh, he's posting his lunch, oh, he's posting this. Dinner is really when I like to shake things up, but even then, once I start getting on a roll of the cognizant eating, the healthy lifestyle of coming to the gym every day, then I stop caring less a little bit about what I have for dinner, and I just know the plate method. I use the plate method, and I don't need to track. But now, I'm trying to build. Anyway.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of the app. I think we're going to have a fake screen phone here that I'm going to record and kind of walk you guys a little bit through what I see in the app. Well, actually more what Cam sees.
Yeah.
But then I can also see it as well. So, yeah, there we go.
Watch the
Watch
photo,
the screen.
video magic.
So when the app is open, and we're looking at Cam's dashboard, when he opens the app, this is what he sees every day. Right off the bat, things to do. He's tracking his nutrition. He's got his food log right at the top. And then if he wants to get into that, he can see what he's logged already for breakfast. Looks like he's got his dinner in, what he's going to have tonight because he prepped his dinners, which again was spot on with his habits. Then part of what you can do with your tracking is you can track photos. You can log photos with your nutrition. So here we can see what he had for breakfast, and he took a picture of it as well as he logged it.
And saved it to my favorites.
Yes, that's another really cool thing. You can save it to your favorites. It also populates in your recents. The only tricky part that if you log a meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or even snacks, it will populate into recents. If you don't take a photo of it.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you want to show it really quick? Yeah.
See. If I can go into track a meal. Oh, only you can go into your meals. I can't track meals for you.
Roger, okay.
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, probably.
But if you're using the app, you will see that. So I encourage people, if it's something that you're going to have often, or a solid staple for you, or if you meal prepped it, track it, take a picture, save it for your favorites. Or just remember that once you do log that, as you go back to your recents, it'll be there for you. Just make sure you take a picture, otherwise it's just going to look like dinner, breakfast,
no picture,
lunch,
it's all
snack,
just blank.
and it'll have no pictures to it, and you have no idea what it is. Then right below that, today for his workout within the app, it's a kitchen tip. It's a little short 2-minute video that Cam will watch that'll be little tips and tricks, whether it's kitchen, food education, exercise,
recipes
mindset.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just a beef and broccoli.
Yep.
That was
I
pretty
like
good.
to throw those in there
Yep.
for everyone's program, especially for the initial 12 weeks,
Mm.
just to keep the knowledge flow going. Post that, we can really customize it. If you're not really wanting those every single day, cool. I might just throw a couple in for the week. Again, just to get that sprinkle of knowledge every single week. Yes, the sprinkle. Then below that, he's got a couple shortcuts. He's got the foods and the recipes. In the food section, it is I can't download it because I'm on airplane mode and I don't want to get a Wi-Fi because then I will get notifications.
Yeah, no worries.
The foods PDF that I have in there for you guys.
We'll put it up. We'll put it up with the
is
photo
a
magic.
Baseline, good, better, best of food choices, whether it's proteins, carbs, veggies, fats, and I think there's some other choices in there as well. Oh, when we get into, I think it's within the carbohydrates. It also talks about fruits that are within there. But yes, it's a base guide to just kind of like, again, good, better, best options. There's no such thing as bad food. It's just good, better, best of options. And then there is a link directly to all of the recipes that we have available for clients.
Extensive.
It's a plethora of recipes. As well as if you want any ideas on recipes, you can always go to the Grit website. And within the nutrition section, there is a recipes tab, and it's a full page of all the recipes that we have. So feel free to take a look at some of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once we get down below that, it's his daily progress. So like today, his caloric burn so far, 1,142 calories.
Look at
That's what
that.
he has estimated. Right next to that, caloric intake, what he's taken in so far today is a little over 1,000 calories.
That's
This
including
guy's-
dinner, pre-logging.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You've already taken in. You've already logged your dinner. Then you get your sleep because he's attached his Apple Watch. It's tracked his sleep. He's got his weight, and we've seen progress with that. Body fat composition, lean body mass, all that stuff. Resting heart rate. Then he also has the photos that he put in there for his start. And then you can get down to your streaks of your achievements and all of those, which is a great thing to look at. So that's the main dashboard. Once we're done with that, you can get over to the calendar side, and you can see that today is Wednesday. He's got his kitchen tip, and then he's tracked 2 meals so far today. Then tomorrow, he's got meal prep. So he's got a nutrition workout, another video, again, just a couple minutes long, good tips and tricks. Then below that, it's preparing his own meals. Then on Friday, you'll see he does grocery shopping because that following Sunday, he'll prepare his meals as well for him and Sarah.
Yep.
So that's what the foundation looks like for the app. There's other sections that we can get into. Kettlebell, which is like workouts, actual workouts for people. Then we can get into his current goals and habits, what he's working on for Cam. He's got eating 2,700 calories per day with the following macro split that I put in there for him. Then his habits, grocery shopping for success. And then preparing his own meals a couple times a week. Very, very straightforward. Very user-friendly.
Yep.
I think
There's a little bit of a learning curve, small learning curve when it comes to the
Anything new.
Yeah,
There.
yeah, of course. But like if you've used MyFitnessPal or My Net
Yeah.
Diary, I love getting into the nutrition tracker.
Yeah.
Is a learning curve, especially with the repetitive things like that. I use the barcode scanner a lot. That's really nice. Yeah, that's really cool. But once you get the hang of it, and once you get a couple of meals under your belt in there, it's pretty easy to do.
Every time you go in to track a meal, it automatically goes to your camera. You can say skip photo. 100% you can do that. It's a little icon in the lower right, I believe. And then just go right into tracking the meal if you want. Nothing wrong with that either. But I think
And you can edit it. You can do whatever you want. You can change how the serving size is. You can change how many servings. Like it always posts up with like 1 serving, and I always change it to grams, ounces, scoops, things like that. So it's it's pretty nice to work with. I've been enjoying it, honestly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the app is a really great place for not only the individual client, but we also have a full dedicated chat for everyone that's in our nutrition program. A little click instead of our gym. I don't like the word click, but it's a little group instead of the gym.
Separate. It's the people that do it.
Yeah, it's the people that do the nutrition program. We can all communicate, whether it's questions, struggles we're having, recipes.
I was going to say, the recipes, that's always been a fun one.
And then it shares like all the little victories. Like if Cam's on a streak of his tracking his habits, it'll populate there. Sometimes when he tracks a meal, it'll populate there, and people can see what's Cam eating. And if they're interested, they'll ask him what's the recipe, this and that. It's a little chat so we can all help each other out throughout the entire process of our goals.
And actually, one thing I also want to tag onto that is if you don't use the recipes that we have posted, the recipes in HSN, you find a recipe that you like, that you enjoy, you can put in a custom recipe. That was my dinner today, is I put in my custom recipe. Man, it gets into details. That's like potassium, sodium, freaking selenium.
You don't have to put all that
No, it's the calories, protein, carbs, and fats. Just I did the calculations, put it in, bam. I have that custom meal now. So anyway, just wanted to throw that in there as well.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I love hearing that. I love hearing the more and more that people enjoy the app. Because I know when it first started, there was a lot of questions and some struggle points, even after communicating with people about how to use it. And that's fine. We all continue to educate ourselves and work through the process of it all. But when I start hearing that people are like enjoying utilizing it, and that it's really easy, and that more people should be doing this, it gets me excited. I'm glad to see people are having a little at ease and excitement with the app. But overall, it's a great way for people to track their habits, track their nutritional goals, share within our group, our nutritional group, and then communicate with myself on top of everything.
Yeah, I love that you just get to see it, because I don't have to message you every day or every 2 hours. Like, hey, I ate. Hey, I ate. Hey, I ate. You just get to see everything. It makes it nice and easy for everybody.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. In previous, when we did do previous nutrition coaching, it was just like, I hope he's doing everything right.
Right, you just kind of have my word to abide by it every week of like, hey, how'd you do? I was like,
and
I did amazing.
Like,
you're up 5 pounds.
Weight. That's weird. You're doing everything right, EJ. Like, this creates an additional accountability.
Yep.
For the client, because you can't hide.
Yeah, and for the Apple Watch users, there's a special face on there that you can freaking. It tells you where you're at for the day, what you need to do. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of connectivity with the Apple Watch and other apps on top of that. Like, I think it'll connect to MyFitnessPal. I believe Garmin as well. So there's a lot of connectivity and user interchange, or like other products can link to it. Which is really, really cool. Interconnectivity. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. Synergy. Oh, it's a circle. All work together.
It's like a circle. Oh, God.
But I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah, that's the app, you guys. Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Hopefully this was a good tutorial.
Yeah.
And as always, if you want to follow along with the journey, we got all the information down below. Contact EJ, contact me.
Any questions?
Any questions? We're here for you guys.
Awesome.
Until next
time. See you guys
time.
on the next episode.
Peace.
Later.
Deuces.
All right, let's try that again. Finger back.